I am Razio.
Okay. I'm sure you've seen a bunch of reviews by now. I'm sure if you're watching this Raz Rants video that this is not the first Anthem is a piece of shit-esque video that you've clicked on. Well, so as I said, you've probably seen a lot of reviews. I know I have. I mean, from Angry Joe to random-ass Joes, Anthem is getting a lot of heat. And the saddest part about all of this, everyone saw this coming. How many times do gamers have to get jackhammered in the doodle hole by a pineapple-encased long dart by these shady-ass companies before they fucking learn? Well, according to sales reports for Anthem, it seems that gamers are starting to wake up. Now, before you start smashing your white knight fingertips full caps lock in the comment section with, you haven't even played Anthem, how can you say it's shit, you moron, or some other similarly worded drivel, let me stop you right there. It's been a well-known fact for years that BioWare lost many key members of their company, many key and some of their best developers. It's also well-documented scientific fact that EA has been shown to be the worst fucking company in existence. I mean, these bastards' business practices make Comcast look good. Everything they touch turns into a steaming pile of shit. So when I saw the first EA logo on the first Anthem trailer ever released with their quote-unquote real gameplay footage bullshit, I saw that this was coming. Deep down, you knew you saw what was coming. Shit, even fucking Helen Keller saw and heard what was really coming.
And she's a corpse.
Anthem is a looter-shooter quote-unquote games as a service game that has failed miserably at what it's trying to be. The loot is extremely basic, generic, and all the guns look the same. There wasn't even any thought put into stat rolls, as every weapon in the game can roll every random stat that exists in the game. That means, as Angry Joe pointed out in his review, you can get a flamethrower with bonus damage to physical damage. Yeah. Physical damage. Fire isn't physical damage. Anyway. And all the bonuses are percentage based. Which is funny because the game has no character stat sheet you can look at. So min-maxing your character is completely out of the fucking window. Apologies for the shaking in the background. I just gave the goddamn dog a fucking bath. Now he won't quit dragging his fucking wet ass all over the carpet. Anyway. The microtransactions are as scummy and as egregious as we all thought they would be. The endgame is rehashed shit from the single-player campaign, and everything you do, including picking your goddamn nose, requires a loading screen that tends to be 15% longer in duration than the actual content you're about to do. Don't believe me? Just look at your load screen percent time in your stat screen. Oh wait, that's right. There is no stat screen, remember? Now, as I said, I haven't even played the game, nor will I. Everything I have said is in nearly every article, Reddit post, review, YouTube review, and what I've heard firsthand from my clanmates since release, the ones that were unfortunate enough to spend the money on this trash. The point of this video isn't to trash a game that isn't worth the hard drive space it's installed on. It's to discuss the blatantly obvious undertones of what this shit game represents. The games as a service, in quotes, horseshit that is permeating the industry thanks to the greed of fuck-knuckle companies like EA and Activision Blizzard. These companies have set the standard for the absolute minimum required to release a game. Minimum development time, minimum money spent, minimum effort allocated, instead to hit sales figures and appease shareholders. And it isn't working out so great for them now, is it? The sales and stock numbers show that. But they don't give a fuck. They're going to continue to push forward in their blind greed until they go bankrupt, end up in jail, or become the new emperors of China with their mobile products. Why is it that it is not only the norm, but accepted as how it should be that games of a service release in broken, completely devoid of content, dry, buggy, unstable, terrible states? Because gamers allow it. Let that sink in for a second. These shitlord companies get a free pass because new games are always like that. No, fuck that and fuck you if you have that mentality. These are huge AAA companies with billions of dollars at their disposal, and you're telling me they can't release a good, stable product? Go back to the 90s and in the early 2000s when companies lived and died by the quality of their products. Because back then, when the internet was new, they couldn't adopt a release now and get money and fix it later with patches mindset. Back then, regardless of a company's greed, it was in their best interest to hire developers and other people that were passionate, creative, and innovative, because that was how you made money. Your game needed to be good and relatively bug-free and stable to get returns and sales and make a profit. And they did. A lot of these games and companies back then made huge amounts of money. It's how they got to the point where they are today. Now, though, paying the cash for good developers and artists that actually give a shit about their work is a luxury that their greed cannot afford. I mean, why do that when they can spend significantly less on actual development and instead make false claims, false promises, and unrealistic hype trailers and ads on Facebook and other shitty social media to lure people in and then slam them in the ass with the speed and velocity of an unlubed spike-laden bullet train? That's exactly what is going on. Let's be honest with ourselves and our fellow gamers here, okay? Companies like EA and Activision are not game developing companies or game publishing companies anymore. They are scam artists. Literally, the people who make all the decisions in marketing and sales and the game's development itself are the same people now. Soulless fucking pole-smoking bitches in suits that have never touched a video game in their life. They pander to what is politically popular, i.e. right now, social justice warrior shit, and not their actual audiences. They cut every corner possible to save every last penny they can, to put in as little effort as they can. They lie through their teeth and mock the very people they want to sell their shit products to. I mean, example. See EA's employee parties leaked photos where they were literally having an SJW-themed slideshow where they made fun of their own customers and their toxic masculinity. And then when profits hit their highest point in history, they fire legions of employees to increase stock prices, like Activision Blizzard just most recently did with their most recent debacle. They've been all over the news with their shitty shit. They pay off content creators on YouTube and games journalists, in quotes, i.e. soy boys, to pander to and celebrate their shit products and shame anyone who's actually critical of the product. That, to them, is money well spent. I mean, these motherfuckers are literally the stereotype of the corrupt businessman that's been portrayed in movies since Citizen Kane.
Is that really your idea of how to run a newspaper?
I don't know how to run a newspaper, Mr. Thatcher. I just try everything I can think of.
I mean, they couldn't give a baker's fuck if you enjoy the games they release, so long as you buy them, so long as you're suckered in by the ads and the trailers and the bullshit. They know they are releasing broken garbage bin products, and as long as gamers keep opening their wallets, they're gonna keep fucking doing it. Oh god. Now, let's slightly change gears here. I know my channel is MMO based, and even more exclusively is focused on the MMO that I play the most right now, which is Final Fantasy XIV. So I'm going to say this again because it's relevant here. Square Enix did what companies should do when they release a shit game. What all these other companies have the money to do, but will never do because fuck you, that's why. Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 was a complete mess and a disaster, and Square Enix could have gone the Activision Blizzard or EA route and just taken your money and told you to go fuck yourself to death with a pineapple, but they didn't. When they realized the damage the game was going to have on their Final Fantasy IP and their reputation as a company as a whole, they started spending their money to fix it instead of asking for more. And I don't mean just hurry and fix it in a rush way, in the same way Destiny 2 and Destiny 1 and Division 1 have been rushed to try to, eventually become complete products. I'm talking, they immediately stopped their subscription fee. They apologized. They hired more people and an entire new game director and started patching the game whilst simultaneously making a brand new game and engine from scratch. Once completed, they had a world-ending event in Final Fantasy 1.0 and released a new game which loyal fans of the shitty version of the game got for free on top of a discount for life on the subscription fee of the new game. And to top it off, Square Enix doesn't use betas and other testing phases as marketing tactics in a way to lure you in. In fact, all the beta tests that are done for Final Fantasy XIV are done internally. No one even gets to touch the product until it's, 3 or 4 day early access. And even then, they still manage to patch things that are imbalanced or broken or things they couldn't find in the internal tests within a month of release. Everything's fixed for the most part and balanced. Compare that to the latest shitstorm of games like Anthem, Fallout 76, etc., etc., etc. Games as a service that were and are a straight up fucking scam. False advertising, game-breaking bugs, completely devoid of content, shitty stories or no story at all, mindless grinds just filled with unfulfilled promises, and of course, microtransactions. But, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, motherfuckers, the chickens are coming home to roost. The white knights that defend everything these corrupt companies do are being called out, and gamers are out of chances and fucks to give. As I said earlier, the sales and the stock numbers and the critical reviews are proof of this, and quite frankly, as a gamer, and having been a gamer, since I was, 5-6 years old, and now I'm 36, I'm proud of, it's taken us a long time. A lot of us are pretty slow and are fucking suckers, desperate suckers, but I'm proud of where we're starting to go with this. So, what to take away from this fucking video? Take a look at yourself and see what side you're on. If you find you're the hopeless shill that defends everything mostly out of desperation for a good game you can sink your time into because you're so desperate for a good experience in a game, make a fist, punch yourself in the genitals as hard as you can and wake the fuck up. Speak with your wallet if you want change, if you want that experience. Call out bullshit when you see it. Support indie companies and other studios that actually treat their customers and employees like fans and like human beings and the people that are quite literally writing their paychecks. Don't give so many chances to these scummy AAA companies because this time it'll be different, or they learned their lesson from the last time, see Destiny 2. Use your common sense. If it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, flies like a duck, looks like a duck, and wants to rape you up your ass and take your money, it's probably EA or Activision. They're just going to keep repeating this shit to their grave because they know there are people that are dumb enough to let them get away with it. So support the companies that don't do this. Stop buying products from the companies that do this. Support YouTube channels and Twitch channels that are honest with you and are presenting the kind of content, because there are so many YouTube channels that, are paid off. They're bought YouTube channels, and you can even hear it in their voice when you know they're defending a product that they themselves think is shit, but they're going to do it anyway because of that paycheck. Me personally, I'm a small YouTube channel. I'm not going to fucking, get any offers, and even if I did, I make plenty of money in my own job. The whole reason I have this YouTube channel and a Twitch channel is for fun, and they give me a place to vent and talk about the things I like and I don't like, and I can't be bought. Maybe for $1 million, but yeah, you know what I mean. I'm not interested in defending shitty products and trying to sucker people into buying things. If something sucks, I'm going to call it out. If something's good, I'm going to praise it. But if something sucks and then is patched like fucking crazy and becomes good, that doesn't deserve extra praise. It should have been fucking good in the first place before you asked for full dollar price, then shoved in microtransactions. It just makes me want to take a fucking hot steamy dump in Bobby Kotick's mouth. And that other asshole at EA.
Oh my.
Anyway, guys, this has been Raziel. What do you guys think of Anthem and of the current state of games as a service? Now that other shit. Really interested to know your thoughts, comments down below. If you like my content, please share, like, subscribe, hit the little alert bell so you know when I put content up. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter. I stream 4 days a week. You can come hang out with me and, you know, chit chat, shoot the shit, watch me play Final Fantasy and occasionally other games. But anyway, guys, this has been Raziel. I will be back with more content for you real soon. And as always, my friends, keep it real.